What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's been quite a little bit of time since the last time I posted, and luckily it's not because the business is not doing well or we're not busy. We're at the busiest point we've ever been at, the most amount of sales coming in monthly, weekly, daily, and just doing really, really well. As you guys know, I'm getting married in December. I had my bachelor party recently, then I had a vacation that I went on, so just back to back, a lot of times where I just didn't really want to bring my camera and I wasn't really filming anything for the business. One thing I'm excited to share with you guys is that recently I just signed a deal with a company to be their main product manufacturer. So my workshop and my print farm is going to be the sole place where their product is manufactured for their consumers. We did a bunch of trial runs the last month or two, testing, QA, going back and forth, and me sending them things and testing what would work best and tweaking prices and tweaking profiles. And we're finally at a point where we're now mass producing. I have a 100-unit order that I'm working on now, trying to get out through this week. And then moving forward, it's probably going to be anywhere from 100 to 1,000 unit orders at that point in time moving forward. All the printers have been running nonstop for the last week, even the ones down in the basement. So not going to be able to share exactly what the product is yet. It's a bunch of different pieces put together to make one unit. As you can see here, I've got all the pieces sorted and just taking them off the line and just basically quality testing them as soon as they come off, counting and setting the... All right, next morning we let the printers run overnight. Assembly is going great. Quality testing is going great. FedEx just came unexpectedly and this showed up from our friends at FlashForge. So I believe this is the AD5X. Let's go ahead and get this set up in the basement and see what it's all about. And I got the AD5X from FlashForge set up. I just did a print test with a benchy. Came out great. I did have an issue I was getting a channel load timeout with the IFS when I was loading filament, both in the 1 and 2 slot. I basically had to just take apart the nozzle, clean it out, make sure it was red filament that was stuck in there, and I was only using white and black, so it had to have been testing filament that was just stuck in the nozzle that just wasn't removed properly. So had to dig that out, but in the process, I literally learned about the hot end, the nozzle, basically the inners of this entire machine. Not the entire thing, but the basics of what I've needed to know to troubleshoot that issue and clean it out. Testing the IFS in the process, but came out really great. What I'm gonna do now is I loaded up some Sunloop PET G and I'm going to print one of my range locks just to see how it turns out. Longer print, different material. Let's just see how it does. While I was doing all that, I had this printing upstairs. It just slides out, mounts on the back. I'm not going to do it now because it took me a little bit to get on, but mounts onto the back, and that'll be my poop bin for this. All right, just sent to the printer. Looks like the printer grabbed it and it's extracting the file. And now it's gonna load it. We got about 3 hours. This is the first FlashForge printer that I've ever owned, but I've heard nothing but great things from my colleagues and other people in the 3D printing space about the reliability, consistency, and just their ability to add value to a print farm and really produce great quality things for customers and other consumers. So I'm excited to add this to the print farm. I'm gonna get it tweaked with for the next couple of days, just see how I like it and see what I can do with it. But it being a Core XY, but with multicolor capability, this is now the only printer that I have that is both Core XY and able to print multicolor. So really, really excited to have this, and I can't thank FlashForge enough for sending it over. First layers are looking great. Had no problems leveling, no problems calibrating, nothing with loading the filament. Only thing I'm noticing is that there's sometimes a weird clicking sound. I think it's on this back rod. It might be, I think it might be when it adjusts the Z-hop. I'm not completely sure. I'm trying to troubleshoot it as it's printing, but it's getting a weird clicking noise. So I'm going to try to catch it while it's printing, but it's stopped for now. But, I mean, it's looking great. So it's not the worst thing by any means. I mean, it's kind of loud, but for my basement, it's not like it's going to interrupt me working down here or anything. If it was in my office, it'd be a different story. We'd probably have to move it, but let's see how the print finishes up. I'm going to do some research online to see if this is a known thing, if other printers have had this problem. Other people with the AD5X have had this issue as well. And just see what we got from here. It could be an easy fix, could be something that I did and set up, or could be a known problem that it's just bad luck. All right, back in the office. I got the 100 unit order out for that product that I am manufacturing for a client. It is out and shipped out this morning. I now am using the printers that are freed up for all of my Etsy and Amazon orders that I need to get out. So they're all busy. Centauri Carbon is working behind me and below me, and got to get these all finished up. I have some more orders here that are finishing up, or finished up and waiting to go out, and duplicates that are printing and whatnot. But busy day, we're catching up, but a really good day. All right, a little bit later in the day, I got some PLA silk down here in the basement. I'm gonna go get this loaded up on the AD5X, and there's this Mech Charizard statue that I found on Maker World that I want to print. I'm gonna test out the AD5X with a bunch of different support settings, 0.08 millimeter layer height, and just go from there and see how it can handle that stuff. So it's only gonna take about 5.5 hours. So gonna get the filament loaded up on the IFS now and see how that goes. All right, I went ahead and got it loaded in onto the third slot on the IFS. Feeded it through the third tube. And one thing I've learned in the last couple of days with having this is if you do not cut the filament at a 45-degree angle and it's just a flat, almost like a blunt tip, it won't feed into the IFS properly, and it'll tell you like, oh, it's loaded, but then it'll just feed back out. So I had to learn that the hard way. It's loading in correctly, and it's gonna push this third slot of filament in. I have 9 range locks being printed on the Cobra 3 Max right now with some Sunlu Elite Pet G. Drying that out. That's one thing that I've been loving about this Ace Pro and the Cobra 3 Max is just the ability for me to send large amounts or large prints to the printer, let them run with so much consistency and reliability, and then the ability to dry the filament while it's printing. Just it lends itself to so much more consistency while printing, and it's just something that you don't have to think about. So yeah, we got 9 range locks printing. Should be finished in about 7 hours. Coming out great. I'm going to do the same thing in blue. I'm actually going to do these twice, but I don't have enough filament for that. So I'm going to do them in blue. Should have 2 more spools of red and blue coming in. Going to do the same thing about 2 more times and send all these to Amazon because we're running low. Alright, got that filament loaded. Got this slicing right now. Going to send that to the printer, and it's going to take about 5.5 hours, but we should be good from there. I can't wait to see how this can handle all those supports, a little bit more finer detail, and a little bit longer of a print. First couple layers look like they're going down pretty great. Had no issues loading it into the IFS this time. Print started no problems, didn't do any leveling, just did the enabling of the IFS, and here we go. Got about 5 hours and 35 minutes left, and I'll see if I can give you guys some checkpoints during the progress. But here we go. I just grabbed some of the blue Pet G I had upstairs to throw in the filament dryer in the Ace Pro. So these will be done in about 7 hours, but this will be dried in about 4 hours, so that way when these are done, I'll whip them off the build plate, hit reprint, select the blue filament, and off we go. So have those done in about a day or so, and we'll be able to knock those out. All right, we got about 1 hour and 20 minutes left on the Mech Charizard. Coming out great, but you definitely can hear this noise. So still need to look into that. Still need to figure out if that's normal. That's something that could be fixed, but definitely shouldn't be making that noise from my understanding. So take a look at that. Cobra 3 Max is handling the range locks with ease. Got about 2.5 hours left on these. Then we're ready to go with the blue. Took me not even 10 minutes of research to find other people that have had these issues, and someone gave me a file, told me to print these 3 little white things that you see here and then on the other side, and it's completely eliminated the entire noise issue. So pretty crazy. All right, I caught this at the very tail end. Got about 30 seconds left of this 27-hour long print. 9 complete successes, no failures. So I'm going to take these off, get the blue filament loaded, and do the same exact thing in blue. All right, got the Mech Charizard off the AD5X. Very impressed with how it handled this. Came out really well. The flat surfaces, exceptionally well. The detail, like I said, very impressed with this. All right, just finished up a meeting for work. Amazon got here. I got an Anycubic camera. It was on sale for like 10 bucks on Amazon. I figured it was good to have. Throw on the Anycubic Cobra 3 Max. You have to print your own housing, so I printed one of these last night. I'm going to throw that on the printer in a few. I also got my bundle of 4 spools of red Sunlu Pet G and then 4 spools of blue Sunlu Pet G to finish out the range locks that are downstairs printing. So I'm going to bring these downstairs to the basement and honestly get them thrown into the Ace Pro, and we can get them drying before they need to be printed. All right, blue range locks going down. I got the camera set up, plugged in, and it is working. Turn off the light there. Working great. Main reason I wanted to get that camera is because I have been using the Blink camera to monitor the space down here, but it's been getting annoying with the tripod and just having to move it around, and if I send a print and it's not set up, it's just annoying. So I figured with the sale on the Anycubic one, I got that, and I got this mount. I'm going to take the Blink and I'm going to mount it directly to the top of this and my dedicated AD5X camera. I think I'm going to get the FL Sun camera as well for the FL Sun. That way I can just keep them all in one space and then not have to worry about it. All right, back upstairs. Let's do a quick roundup of what we got going on. A1 Mini is printing out some range locks to send to Amazon. I got that A1 #1 working on a custom snare drum coaster order that I'm working on the design for. 2 kettlebell supplement holders printing here. They got a bunch of different colors, so I'm just starting with the yellow and going down the list. And then I got my snare drum coaster holder printing there. And then we got the Centauri Carbon printing some range locks to be sent to Amazon as well. So my filament situation is quickly becoming a little bit hard to manage. It's kind of getting everywhere. And I saw that there was a sale on Amazon for a 5-tier filament storage rack that has 2 levels to it on each tier for 40 bucks. So it'll be here tomorrow and it'll fit perfectly, I think, where this one is, and I could maybe move that one over or maybe put this one in the basement, but it should hold all the spools that I have here that are opened and unopened, so that way I can use the other rack downstairs for anything else. It's been pretty busy. I'm really excited with how much the business has been just growing and experiencing a lot of new things. So I can't thank you guys enough for supporting me even when I have a lot of time in between posting. It's not because I don't want to, it's because this is going really well and I can't keep up. So I'm learning, I'm trying to do a really good job of documenting it while also not overworking myself. But this is it. This is the reality of me starting this business, not even a year in yet, but really loving it. So this is where we're at. I'm gonna get the printers going. I'm gonna continue my work day, and I'll get you guys checked in another couple minutes. All right, it's a little bit later in the day. Let's check on what we got printing. So we got A1 Mini still handling the range locks. I'm printing another back cover for the Anycubic camera. Finishing another red kettlebell after the yellow just finished up, and this snare drum holder just finished. Got some range locks printing on the carbon and some filament drying here. Let's go check on the basement. All right, this is getting fun down here. So 2 range locks printing here. I did get this camera set up here with this attachment, little double-sided tape for the Blink, and it's turning out great. Been liking it. I just changed that camera to literally just the Forge AD5X, so that's for that. Got the T1 Max printing. I just changed out a spool that ran out on here. 3 printing now. Gonna take about 6 hours. Again, doing great. Got 2 spools of blue, 2 spools of red in here drying. Another 9 successful range locks for this. So sounds like a factory down here, feels like a factory because it is a factory down here. So I'm gonna let these get back to work, and I'm gonna go back upstairs and get back to work myself. Also, I was originally printing and finishing up a spool of Sunlu Pet G, and when I was down here before, it finished, ran out, and the IFS completely did a swap to the TheMountainMaker Polylight PETG that was here as well. So successful swap of filaments here. You can't really notice a change, at least I can't from here, but maybe I'll be able to when they finish up. But successful swap and successful pickup by the IFS. Again, very impressed by this machine so far. I want to apologize in advance because this video is going to be a lot of rambling, and if you've made it this far, you've endured a lot of rambling. So I appreciate you sticking around, catching up with me, and me literally giving you everything that I've got as it comes to me with getting back into the swing of things. So PETG High Flow from Bamboo has been extremely hard to get directly from Bamboo recently. I think a few weeks ago they even posted on their website saying won't be in stock until mid-August, and a few days ago I was even wondering if that was going to be true, if we were going to get pushed back until September. But yesterday morning I got an email saying, hey, it's back in stock in black. I had it toggled to let me notify me when it was back in stock, so I got the email. I've kind of already switched over to PolyMaker just because it's way more accessible, good pricing, and if I buy it in bulk, it's even better pricing. But I did buy 2 spools of PETG High Flow in black just because I want to dry them out and compare them and do some product testing and filament testing between Bamboo, PolyMaker, and Sunlu, and even a little bit of Elegoo, just because I want to see exactly which one I should stick with and really see the differences. But as of right now, I'm really liking the PolyMaker. Good quality, print profiles are consistent, and I can get my hands on it whenever I need it. All right, it's much later into the night. These finished up. I took them off, reprinting them. This is going to finish up this other spool of Elegoo PETG. I was hoping I could catch it to swap this over, but I don't really want to wait up longer before going to bed to let that happen. So I'm going to let the filament sensor do its job, and I'm going to swap them over in the morning and let that finish up. We have the Cobra 3 Max finishing up the blue range locks in about 2 hours, a little less than 2 hours. So again, not going to be able to trigger those until tomorrow morning, but they'll be cooled off, ready to take off the build plate, and I can literally just feed the filament in and hit reprint, and we'll be good to go for the next couple layers. So these are all running. Printers upstairs are running. They'll be finished up in the next couple hours, and I'm going to go to bed and get some sleep, and I will check back in with you guys in the morning. All right, it's the next morning. I got my packages ready to go out to the mailman today. I got a big order on Etsy last night of about 6 items, and then another order for 2 items. So I'm going to get the printers loaded up to try to get those out tomorrow. And let's just get the day started. The filament storage rack 5-tier thing I was telling you guys about earlier in the video got here early this morning. I couldn't really film and record me putting it together because I had to be kind of quiet because my fiance was still sleeping. But I got it together, got this all reorganized, and I'm really happy. I was able to clear off all the filament from here, clear off all the filament from there, any laying around that I had here, and completely reorganize this rack, take the filament off the floor that I had, clean up a little bit more up here, and put some more supplies up here. But here is the big beauty. Just a great 5-tier rack, holds about 60 spools. And I can go from either side of my closet, grab. They have wheels, so this is kind of my grab and go. These are all gonna have 2 of each filament that I pretty much use daily or every other day to just grab and go. And once 2 of these spools are running low, I can grab from here and replace from up here. So this is going much better. I already like it a lot better. It's clean. All the filament that I have has a place to go, opened or unopened. Really liking it. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. I know this one was long and it was probably a lot of random clips thrown together. If you stayed this long, I really appreciate you guys and your support. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you want to see more of this. And I promise to have a lot more content coming your way now that I'm back and back into the swing of things. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.